Hallam Foe has a lot to work out. Like many people his age, he's weird, troubled, angry. In other words, he's a normal teenager, insecure, confused, and often irrational. But that's not to say he's without ambition and self-reliant. In fact, the people closest to him often fail to give him enough credit. 2 years ago, Hallam's mother drowned in the lake behind his family's castle. Hallam blames his stepmother, Verit, and even suspects her of murder. But his father doesn't buy it. He thinks it's time for Hallam to grow up and leave the nest just like his sister, City. But Hallam's plan is to stay put in the treehouse his dad built for him, which has become his personal sanctuary and place where he can spy on others. Since his mother's death, Hallam has isolated himself here and developed a creepy scopophilia, which he simply refers to as a hobby. His treehouse is also the place where he keeps his mother's clothes and writes erotic stories towards his stepmother. Deeply missing his mother, Hallam finds solace by venturing to a nearby lake, reminiscent of moments with his mother. Another time, Hallam unexpectedly spots a couple near his sanctuary, draped in a makeshift Tarzan looks. Hallam fiercely drove off the unsuspecting couple in a primal display, leaving the young man seething with rage as he departed. Later, during a tense dinner, Hallam's suspicions and anger is obvious toward his stepmother, and the belief that her presence could never replace his mother's. Yet amidst the familial tension, the evening held a bittersweet note, as it marked a farewell to his departing sister, as she set to embark on a journey. The following day, Hallam grappled with sorrow after realizing that soon the only one he had left would be gone. With a heavy heart, he gets back to his treehouse, finding peace in the silent with the company of a photograph of his mother. As dawn broke, his sister's departure loomed imminent, but Hallam lingered in their rooftop, failed to summon the passion to bid Lucy's farewell. Then, in a fleeting moment of change of heart, he rushed to say goodbye, but Lucy was already beyond his reach, vanishing into the distance. During lunch, Hallam's father and stepmother joined him, and they deliberated on Hallam's future plans with college and stuff. However, Hallam declined, sensing his stepmother's ulterior motives to get him away. Following the meal, Hallam's father invited him for a walk. During their walk, Hallam brings up the topic of his mother's suspicious demise, in which his father gives him some details about his mother's death due to sinking in the lake while on a boat. Hallam, suspecting his stepmother Verity's involvement due to the sabotaged condition of his mother's boat. Determined to unravel the mystery, Hallam delved into his documents while the household slept, but his efforts paid no results. Disheartened, Hallam retreated to his treehouse. Yet upon arrival, he hesitates to enter after finding the space occupied by the two couples he had interrupted earlier. Opting to wait until they departed, Hallam eventually gets his treehouse vacant and finds his mother's photograph defaced, and fortunately his diary and her keepsakes remained unharmed. The following day, Hallam endeavored to secure the box within a cupboard in his home, unintentionally leaving the key behind as he rushed to answer a call from his sister. In his absence, Verity stumbled upon the key and seized the opportunity to open the box. Upon perusing Hallam's diary, she encountered intriguing revelations, prompting her to make copies of certain pages that seemed to contradict Hallam's interactions with her. Verity confronts Hallam in his treehouse, while seeking permission to climb up to his house, in which he adamantly denied, but undeterred, Verity ascended regardless. Once there, she reads pages within Hallam's diary that not only admired her beauty, but also hinted at his desires for her. Recognizing Hallam's inner conflict, Verity offered counsel on overcoming the grief of his mother's demise. However, when Hallam accused Verity of involvement in his mother's death, Verity chuckles in response, and this reaction incensed Hallam to the point of nearly harming Verity, in which Verity mindfully teased Hallam to lower his anger. Then extended to the next level, where Hallam has to leave the city by what happened between them. Verity, the mind of recent events, encouraged Hallam to forge ahead with his life. Eventually giving up for his stepmother, Hallam has no choice but to relocating, and yet lacking a clear purpose, he aimlessly roamed the city until seeking refuge in a generator room, awakening amidst a swarm of rats. To his surprise, he notices a woman bearing an iconic resemblance to his mother. Intrigued, he trailed her until they arrived at her workplace, a hotel, where she works as a secretary. Hallam's persistent staring eventually caught her attention, prompting him in a spontaneous moment to express his business, in which he claims to be in search of a job. The woman, acknowledging his initiative, rapidly furnished him with her business card for job application. However, Hallam lingered, continuing to fixate on her. Touched by his demeanor, the woman extended an offer of sympathy and swiftly hiring him as a kitchen assistant. After hours, he persistently followed the woman, discovering her name to be Kate. Hallam's following became a habitual routine. Then one day, noticing her absence from her apartment, apartment, he impulsively trespassed to her place. Once there, he realized that he can also surveil her from the rooftop of the hotel where he works. The following day, amidst his duties, Hallam began climbing to the hotel's summit. Yet, even this vantage point failed to sate his curiosity. He continued visiting her apartment, peering down from above. One fateful night, a discomfort feeling gripped him as he witnessed Kate romantically engaging with a married man, her superior at work. It transpired that Kate, employed in human resources, harbored a clandestine occupation as a call girl. Disheartened, Hallam endeavored to banish thoughts of the woman, turning his focus back to pondering his mother. Hallam made his way to the police station, lodging a report accusing his stepmother of causing his biological mother's demise by tampering with the boat she was aboard. Following this, he resumed his duties at work, where he sneakily ascended to the rooftop to spy on Kate, unaware of his boss that caught him in the act, resulting in a sulky reprimand and a threat of reporting him. However, Hallam swiftly turned the tables by exposing his boss's affair with Kate, revealing that the person seen with her was indeed his superior. Hallam is promptly suspended from his position. Anyway, that evening the boss encountered Hallam enjoying time with his wife and child, prompting Hallam to once again assert his leverage and ultimately securing his reinstatement in his former role. On the part of his boss, undeterred, Hallam diligently applied himself back to his work. Impressing Kate with his dedication, his efforts were rewarded when he eventually earned a promotion, assuming a prominent role in the front office. Impressed by Hallam's consistent progress, Kate found herself drawn to him and decided to pursue a romantic relationship. She took the first step by congratulating him and celebrating his birthday. However, fortune favored Hallam when his friends departed early, leaving him alone with Kate. Seizing the opportunity, Kate invites Hallam to her apartment with romantic intentions, but Hallam, being naive, only desires to cuddle and declined her advances. Following this misunderstanding, Kate apologizes to Hallam for any discomfort that happened, and they sleep on the same bed that night. Nevertheless, Hallam eventually summoned the courage to express his feelings to Kate, and they start to have intimate relationship, subsequently fueled by newfound motivation stemming from both his professional and personal life. Hallam redoubled his efforts. At work, the pair's bond strengthened, and they continued to be together. While Hallam is engrossed in his work, he received a call from a friend, informing him that his parents had arrived at the workplace. Julius, his father, expressed a desire to sell their family home due to an enticing project. However, upon delving deeper, Hallam discovered that Julius's motivation to sell the house initiated from being in debt. This revelation left Hallam disillusioned. As the house held sentimental value as his mother's legacy, suspicions began to brew within him, speculating that his father's financial troubles might be linked to Verity's actions. Fueled by anger and a desire for justice, Hallam contemplates drastic measures, considering to kidnap and drowning Verity in the lake. Yet a moment of clarity struck him and reminding him of the legal consequences and the dread of facing the death penalty. Ultimately, he opted against taking Verity's life. Soon after, Julius approached Hallam and finally disclosing the true sequence of events leading to his mother's demise, revealing that Verity had no involvement whatsoever, having come to the terms with his mother's death. By explaining with details to Hallam how it all happened, we come to realize that his mother committed to end her life. Hallam makes his way back to the city, determined to embark on a committed relationship with Kate. However, his hopes were dashed when he discovered that Kate had moved on with someone else, and he found himself shut out from her life. The film concluded with Kate acknowledging that their paths were not meant to intertwine permanently, citing Hallam's youthfulness and the ongoing journey he had yet to traverse. Despite his disappointment, a faint smile graced Hallam's lips as he accepts the reality of the situation and the possibilities that lay ahead.